What's breaking, guys? It's your boy PattyTrills bringing you the team builder of the WBE week 8. And I know I did week 6 like last week, and week 7 still kind of being sorted out since I did take over for Chase for Crimson Seabed. So I have to kind of catch up on that. So I'll be battling Nexus in sometime soon, so you'll have the battle for that. But since this is like a regular scheduled battle, like we're supposed to battle this week, I do have time to do a team prep, because I know a lot of you guys were saying like, hey, nice battle, but like, can you at least go into more depth and show us like why you're kind of doing what you're doing? So I'm gonna give you guys a team prep right now and give you like his team, explain my thought process and everything. So his team with patterns in the Newcastle Nidokings, he's rocking a Salamence, a Slowbro, an Arcanine, Crocodile, Skuntank, Cryogonal. He's got the Phytinium Z, the Mega Venusaur, Magnezone, Rabombi, Tornadus I, and Kecleon. So the team that I'm bringing is, I looked up right off the bat, and he really doesn't have a great Raikou switch in. And on top of that, especially if I can control speed, so like even if Salamence gets a +1, we still technically speed tie. I doubt he'll bring a Scarf Tornadus I, because Prankster's a thing, and he can't T-Wave me or anything like that. He has the Magnezone, which I have Aura Sphere for that. Crocodile has Aura Sphere for that, or HP Ice if I want to go for Salamence. I got, you know, the actual stab, and I got Switch Initiative with Volt Switch. So just going max speed, because like I said, I tie with base 100s, and I go max special attack because it has to be rash in order for it to use Aura Sphere. So Riberia is here, ready to go. So now I got Slick Rick, or Lickilicky, with max HP, max defense, kind of like our defensive wall, kind of like a weird defensive pivot. With Earthquake, Body Slam, Ice Beam, and Wish, he's just gonna be kind of wish passing and getting that health. He has EQ for, you know, obviously for Arcanine. He can use EQ on Skuntank. He can use EQ on Mega Venusaur to get okay damage off of it, and so on. And then I have Ice Beam for the mons like Salamence, Tornadus I, and Krook as well. And then I have Body Slam just because it's stab and it's pretty like middle ground play. And obviously, like I said, I'm going to be wish passing because there are going to be some mons that might need it in the future. So he's just kind of here to be kind of tanky. He's going to take some hits. Ice Beam does a lot of damage even to Salamence because I don't have to worry about Intimidate, which is a lot of like the mindset that I'm coming, because he has Salamence, Crook, and Arcanine, which is triple Intimidate, which could run a, that could just destroy all my physical walls. So now we're going to be going to X-Wing, which is our Crobat, or Fatbat. And it's we're using this as kind of like a bulky setup. So the idea is his X-Wing is going to come out. I'm speed crept to outspeed the Rabombi, so Rabombi can't even outspeed me, even though Rabombi wouldn't even stay in against us, but just in the off chance it did for whatever reason, we would still naturally outspeed it. And then I'm putting it all into HP and then the rest into special attack, because the idea is I'm just going to set up a nasty plot on the switch out, or possibly something that can't really touch me to begin with. I am thick enough, and since I am faster than most things, so if something wants to hit me for super effective damage like the Cryogonal, I can just sit there and roost and take the damage. Same thing with like Magnezone. And then I pretty much just nasty plot, and then I HP ground and air slash, because those two moves destroy his team. Salamence doesn't like an air slash, Slowbro doesn't like air slash, Arcanine doesn't like HP ground or air slash, depending which one I want to run with. Crocodile doesn't like air slash, Gunting, like no one resists air slash. The only one that does resist it is Magnezone, and that's why I have the HP ground for him. So we should be fine. And obviously I have Black Sludge just for, you know, just for that residual recovery per turn. So now we have Glypher here, which is our rock setter with Stealth Rock, Knockoff, Earthquake, and U-Turn. Max HP, max defense, Eviolite, pretty kind of standard with the spread, and pretty standard with the set in general. It's just I wanted to pull up. I just wanted to get rocks up. I don't want to have hypercon. I want to have immunity. Yeah. Actually, no. I'll probably do Hypercutter. Yeah, because it would take off Intimidate. So we have Stealth Rock, Knockoff, Earthquake, and U-Turn, like I said. So the idea is to pretty much just get up rocks, knock off any viable items. EQ just because it's stabbed, then U-Turn to pivot. So I have that Volturn, the Volturn core. So now we have Biram, our Kyurem Black, making him shiny this week because why not? Nice and thumbnails. Icium Z. Icium Z Hail, for a lot of guys who don't know, Icium Z allows me to get a free +1, so I go for Hail. At Icium Z, I you know, I get +1 speed, and then after that, since I'm in the hail, Blizzard won't miss. So Blizzard literally punches holes. Blizzard destroys Salamence. It destroys Crocodile. Cryogonal's not going to eat it because it doesn't resist. Rabombi's not going to like it. Mega Venusaur's not going to like it. Tornado Size not going to like it. Kecleon's not going to like it because it's stab. And Earth Power is for the Arcanine. Earth Power is for the Magnezone. Earth Power is for just anything else that wants to come in and take damage. And then Fusion Bolt is solely there just for Slowbro, because Slowbro can be a problem with those two moves by kind of walling me out. So that's gonna be kind of an issue. Earth Power, yeah, yeah, Fusion Bolt's literally there just for maybe a Slowbro switch, or if he doesn't have Crook, and I can just kind of freely hit Fusion Bolt on whatever wants to come in because it's my physical side. It's my only physical move, which I know, knowing that he has so many Intimidate mons, I kind of don't want to like freely just click it all the time, because I don't want to just like waste turns when I could, you know, be getting off bigger damage from the special side. And then we have Mega Diancie with Rock Polish, Moonblast, Psychic, and Power Gem. So the idea is for this is to have Diancie out against possibly his Salamence, have Diancie out against like his Crocodile, as long as it's not Scarfed Crook, have Diancie out against his like Rabombi or his Tornado's Eye, and on the switch out, I simply just go for Rock Polish. And even if anything is Scarfed, or even if Salamence gets the +1, even +2, he can't outspeed me, so I'll be able to knock him out there anyways, because I'm speed crept to outspeed Cryogonal, so I'm technically a base 106 right now. And so that's pretty much my team. This is what I feel like is the best chance to possibly beat him. The only thing I could really see to be a problem is if Air Balloon Magnezone for an issue for maybe a couple turns. Bulk up Tornado's Eye, even though hitting on the special side. Scarf Crook against my Mega Diancie is kind of a problem, but that's why I can scare him out with Rhyperia or Beerum. But I can tell if he's Scarfed or not. I'll see by matchups, because I could always go straight into Gligar if I think the EQ is coming, and then if he switches out, then, you know, he could either be a hard bluff or, you know, he's actually Scarfed. If I knock off his Scarfed item, that makes him not a problem anymore. Because I don't think he'll bring bulky Crook, because I'm pretty sure Skuntank gets rocks, and Skuntank is just a better rock setter from on his team at that point. Arcanine, I don't see Arcanine really being a problem. Like, I know E-Speed's a thing, but I eat that with, you know, X-Wing, or like, I have mons that handle that. I don't know. I'm still trying to shake the rust off. Like, obviously I took the loss from Dan. I mean, it was only a 3-0, and I didn't know about the whole Mega rule, so it wasn't like the biggest like upset. Because even though I don't have to worry about this with him, because there'd be no reason for him to just stay regular Venusaur, because then Ice moves would absolutely obliterate him. So I could definitely see him Mega Venusaur turn 1, as he not turn 1 in the game, but as Venusaur comes out, if it stays in, he's going Mega. I can see fighting him close combat Arcanine, like close combat fight EMZ. That could be a thing against me. But even then, like, that's hindering his speed control. And like, that would only really work against Kyurem, because I'm assuming, like, looking at his team, the fact that Kyurem runs through his team so well, I'm pretty sure he's afraid of it, and he's gonna have a hard time dealing with it. As long as I play smart, like, I'm aware Kyurem is my win con, so if I can keep Kyurem healthy, and also I have Crobat. Like, if I get like 2 nasty plots up, Crobat pretty much like annihilates his entire team. So if I can get Crobat in on, like, let's say the Mega Venusaur, I can get it on the Rabombi, I can get it in on the if Skuntank's in front of me, I'm not too worried about that, because Skuntank can't really do anything to me either. You And like I said, I am bulky enough that I should be able to eat anything, even if, since I do outspeed, as long as barring Scarfers, I can just roost on that. So I'm like trying to like double check everything, but like I said, I think this is the best team to go against them. If you guys are excited, please show your support, smash the like button, support is greatly appreciated. The battle will be up, well, I'm gonna be battling him like right now, but the battle will be up for you, I think, the next day after you see this. So like I said, definitely peep all the links down in the description down below. Buy a shirt if you're into that. And with that being said, I'm gonna get the fuck out of you guys. Know me as PattyTrills. I'm out. Yoga.